This is Joy Foote. Welcome to Pine Mountain, then and now. Welcome back to Season 3 of Pine Mountain, Then and Now. I'm really excited about today's episode because we're diving into something that's become a big part of life here in Pine Mountain, the Man o' War Trail. If you've driven through town lately, you've probably seen it in action. Folks walking their dogs, families biking together, runners getting in their miles. It's more than just a trail. It's become a connector for our community, and today we're going to hear the story behind it. To help us do that, I'm joined by someone who knows the trail inside and out, Don Hiers. But before we jump into the trail talk, let me tell you a little about Dawn and her husband, John. Back in 2019, they moved to Pine Mountain and found themselves torn between two big ideas. Open an ice cream shop, sounds yummy, or a bike shop, sounds fun. When the pandemic hit and folks started hitting the trails in record numbers, the decision was made. On May 1st, 2020, right in the middle of COVID, they opened Chipley Cycle in downtown Pine Mountain. And boy, am I glad they did. Chipley Cycle is not just a place to buy a bike. It's become a real hub for cyclists of all ages and skill levels, offering rentals, repairs, sales, and even adventure trips. Whether they're leading a group ride through Jekyll Isle, coasting down Clearwater Beach, or spotting black bears in Cades Cove, John and Dawn are on a mission to help folks, as they put it, enjoy the ride. And let me give you a little history lesson about the trail. The Man o' War Trail actually follows the path of an old railway line that dates back to 1882, and it's packed with local history. It all began with steam locomotives, which ran from the 1880s until 1947. That's when the Man o' War, a diesel-powered passenger train operated by the Central Georgia Railway, took over. It made daily stops right here in Pine Mountain as it traveled between Columbus and Atlanta. Eventually, the passenger service came to an end, but the tracks remained in use for freight until they were officially decommissioned in 2007. Today, that same railway footprint has been transformed into something pretty special. A 13.4-mile paved trail that runs through the heart of Harris County, connecting Pine Mountain to Hamilton and beyond. It's a 10-foot wide asphalt path that's open to cyclists, runners, dog walkers, really anyone who wants to get outside and enjoy the scenery. There are plenty of places to park along the route, and the county is even planning to extend it by another 8 miles to reach Muskogee County by 2030. So it's not just a trail, it's part of a growing network and a pretty exciting piece of local infrastructure. So with that, let's welcome Dawn to the show.
Hi, Joy. Thanks for having me today. I'm excited to talk with you about the Man o' War and especially all the other biking opportunities that we have right here in Pine Mountain.
So I know I've seen a lot of cyclists out on the trail, but I kind of am confused sometimes. Are they a lot of them out-of-town cyclists, or are they mostly local people? What do you think?
Surprisingly, we do see a lot of out-of-town cyclists, and we're seeing more and more. There's a trail we like to ride up near Atlanta called the Silver Comet. And a lot of people say this is like the Silver Comet Trail, so they really enjoy coming and riding it, and locals enjoy riding it as well.
Don't you do like rides with people in town, like some nights a week or something like that?
We do. Usually Tuesday nights is our night to go out and ride the Man o' War Trail. We leave right here from the bicycle shop, and we head out and ride the trail all the way down to Hamilton, sometimes all the way to Mulberry Creek, depends on who is with us.
That's cool. I mentioned in the intro that you had a choice between a bicycle shop or an ice cream shop, and I thought both of them were great ideas. But what made you decide on Pine Mountain as the town that you were going to stay in, that you decided to make your home?
Well, we raised our family coming to Pine Mountain as our vacation spot. So when our girls were young, we came for the Fantasy and Lights, we came for summer, and we've just always loved Callaway and Pine Mountain. So when my husband had a job in Columbus, we thought we're close enough to Pine Mountain, let's just move on up there.
That's perfect. And you've added so much to the town. I mean, I see, because I work at Dakota sometimes and I'm always at the visitor center, I constantly see activity over at Chipley Cycle. And just for you guys to know, Chipley Cycle is like right next to Wells Fargo on Broad Street. But getting back to the rides that you take people on or the events that you take them on, I mentioned that earlier. But what's your next big event that you're doing?
So currently we're working on our next adventure trip where we're going to Gulf Shores, September 19th through 22nd. We have a 10-bedroom, 10-bath house that we've rented down there. We're going to take a group down and we'll go explore Gulf Shores State Park. We'll ride to the restaurants. When we're down there, we just stay on the bike as much as we can.
How many miles do people do on a ride? Like when you take that big adventure trip, is it like a 30 miler or is it 60 miles or what is it?
No, we take kind of quite a few smaller miles each trip. Like we may get up in the morning and decide we want to go ride this trail and we'll go ride 10 miles and come back and eat lunch. And then we'll decide that afternoon, some of the guys want to go ride a lot more miles. Some of the girls want to go do a little shopping. So it just depends on what you want to do as to how many miles you get in. And then in the evening, we'll decide to ride our bikes to go eat dinner, and then we ride bikes back.
That sounds like a perfect vacation.
It
I
really
love
is.
that because when I was doing a lot of cycling, a lot of times it was 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 miles and you're exhausted and then you don't have any energy to do anything else the rest of the day. I love that. The way you've set that up. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Have you ever had anything kind of strange or funny ever happen on those trips that really the trip turned into everyone's talking about this and not necessarily cycling?
Absolutely. We've had a few trips. We went to Cades Cove and we ride our bicycles around Cades Cove, and there's bears in the cove. We had to get off our bicycles and walk past a bear who was walking on the road. We didn't have anywhere to go. We just had to walk right past her about 10 foot away, and she didn't have any interest in us. We were all fine. We did have bear spray. We were prepared.
Okay.
But it made the whole trip. I was good to go after that.
Did you have pictures, I'm sure? Did anybody get out their camera?
Oh, yes. We had cameras everywhere.
Did anybody have a video camera in case there was a bear attack? Be like, just in case I needed to know that. Anything else?
We did have another trip where John and I go scout trips ahead of time to make sure we like it. And we had a fantastic time at Honeymoon Island. But when we took the group back, we didn't know it was mosquito season.
Oops.
So we ended up in a run for our lives through the most unimaginable mosquito swarm. And it was a fight for our life. And everybody was really not happy during it. But we all made it through, and it turned into such an event that when we got to the other side, we really had a good laugh and a good talk.
Yeah, that's cool.
One of our adventure trips, we were at the beach and we're on a trail, and there's a turtle on the trail. So one of our members got out their GoPro, sat it on the turtle shell, and recorded for a little bit with the turtle walking down the trail next to us.
I'm sure that got posted on Facebook too. That's funny.
Yes, we always have a ton of fun.
Anybody meet someone that ended up being a forever partner in their life?
Absolutely. We have a couple that met through this group that just got married this past spring.
So forget Match.com. Everybody should just go to Chipley Cycle. It sounds like that's really cool. Well, how do people find you?
So we are downtown Pine Mountain, 110 Broad Street, right next to Wells Fargo, across the street from Dakota's Counter. Or you can find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Great. Do you have a website too?
Yes, we do. www.chipleycycle.com.
And when people want to sign up for your rides that you have during the week, do they have to sign up, or do you just post something on Facebook and say, come join us, and it's super casual and you just leave at the time that you've said? Or
you can just show up and ride with us. And if you want to see our posted rides, we have a Chipley Cycle Casual Riders page where we post our rides that we're going to have every week. You can plan to come ride with us. Some rides we do require a sign up. We do some gravel rides where we leave from the bike shop, and we may ride 30, 40, 50 miles. We do have some bigger rides that we do. We also have some rides where we have a scheduled meetup place where we'll meet and go ride. So we don't always leave from the bike shop, but we normally do.
And then sometimes you have like social things that you can have pizza when you're done riding. Is that always the case, or sometimes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So right now, every Wednesday night we have a ride. We leave from 6 o'clock at Chipley Cycle, and we ride around Callaway Gardens. We do the trails, the beautiful trails out there, and then we all come back and we go to pizza at Fox's.
I love that. That sounds great. Dawn, this has been so informative, and I'm so glad that you decided to sit down with me today and tell me about the trail. I hope other people can appreciate the Man of War Trail, and maybe some people out there listening didn't even know that we had the Man of War Trail, so they need to hop on over to Chipley Cycle and join that Facebook group to see the casual riders. And I mean, I run into riders all the time. I could be at the History Center and somebody walks in and goes, "Where's the Man of War Trail?" Or I'm at the Visitor Center and somebody comes in. Always cyclists are coming in. And I just love that so much. So I really appreciate you taking the time out today to come and talk to us about it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
I've got an adorable memory lane segment to share with you today, and it comes from none other than Pope Davis. I had the honor of interviewing Mr. Davis back in April, just a month before he passed away at the age of 100. During our visit, Pope told me about a fireworks explosion that happened around Christmas, and I later found the story in an old newspaper article. First, I'll read you the short original article, and then you'll hear Pope's version, which absolutely cracked me up. He even added a few details the paper left out. Here's what was printed in the Harris County Journal on December 31st, 1937. Keith Smith, injured by explosion. Chipley was thrown into a great scare on Thursday, December 23rd, when a hurried trip to Anderson's Market revealed a bad wreck, fireworks, splinters, and demolished windows, and a badly hurt young man, Mr. Keith Smith. Mr. A.G. Anderson was also badly shaken up. Mr. Smith was rushed to the LaGrange Hospital and his wounds dressed. He was in serious condition. Last accounts indicate a marked improvement. He is quite a popular boy and has a host of friends who wish him a speedy recovery. Mr. Anderson suffered a shock and some bruises. It cast a gloom over the entire town, and for the days preceding the holidays, it was the absorbing theme. And now here's Pope, telling the story from his own perspective.
One Christmas, the market on the main street had the fireworks all in the window. This particular morning, I heard a big explosion, and later found out that whoever was working in there had either lighted a cigarette or put it down, and it blew the front of that store down, and he had jumped out the back. He got out all right. I know they gave us kids the fireworks that were left.
Let's let nothing go to waste.
Yeah.
We've had an explosion at the grocery store, but here's the extra fireworks, kids. According to Pope, the explosion was so loud he heard it from his house. The newspaper didn't mention it, but Pope said it was a cigarette that ignited the fireworks and caused the blast. The worker inside, luckily, escaped out the back door. And in classic Chipley fashion, once the smoke cleared, the neighborhood kids were handing the leftover fireworks. So maybe not the safest way to stock up on fireworks, but definitely one of the most memorable. Leave it to a group of kids to find the silver lining in a small town scare. Do you have a favorite Pine Mountain memory? A story that captures the charm, the people, or the quirks of our little town? I'd love to hear it. And who knows, it might end up in a future Memory Lane segment. This episode was brought to you by the Pine Mountain Tourism Association. Whether you're biking the Man of War Trail, hiking in FDR State Park, or planning a relaxing girls' weekend with shopping and local eats, Pine Mountain is your perfect small town escape. Good food, great views, even better people. Come see what makes Pine Mountain unforgettable. Get ready for some tail wagging fun. The Dog Splash and Luau is back at Liberty Bell Pool in FDR State Park on Friday, September 6th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Let your pup splash and play in Georgia's largest spring-fed pool. Dogs only. Enjoy music, tropical vibes, and fun contests like Best Splash and Best Trick with prizes. $10 per dog and $5 for parking. You can pre-register or bring exact change to the gate. Details at gastateparks.org or in the show notes. It's one of the most magical weekends of the year at Callaway Gardens. The Hot Air Balloon Festival is back for Labor Day weekend, running August 29th through the 31st, and it's bursting with color, music, and high-flying fun. As the sun sets, Robin Lake Beach lights up with a balloon glow. Those giant, glowing balloons look like floating lanterns dancing along the shoreline. And don't miss the fireworks finale that caps off each evening with a bang. For tickets and showtimes and all the weekend details, head over to CallawayGardens.com. Special thanks to Don Hiers for being my guest on today's episode. The beautiful art and music for the show was brought to you by Silly Bug Studios. My next episode is on Tuesday, September 16th. Hope to see you around town.